and watchers and listeners to Sport Talk with DWat. I'm DWat, and I got Casper on the show. If you would please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome into episode 40 of Sport Talk with DWat. I am DWat, and I got Casper on the show with me. We're going to talk about some of the Titans. We're going to talk about some college hoops, a little bit about the Braves, and much more. That being said, what's going on, Casper?
Oh, I'm just up here in Knoxville, Tennessee, living the dream, the nightmare. Just like getting mad in March. That's what it's all about, is getting a little bit mad in March.
Oh, yeah, it all kicked off, and March Madness is here, and I guess with it being here and all, I'm a little bit under the kind of a little bit got a little bit of a cough or whatnot, so I want to try to get through the show. And it's gotten better, but my throat's been a little bit got a little something going on there. So that's about all I got on that. But we were going to get this show underway. I went to the Bassmasters in Knoxville this past weekend, and Casper went up to Bulls Gap, Tennessee for the dirt race. So we're going to dig on that first. How was the race, Casper?
Man, it was a good time. It was a big crowd. Good racing. Everybody is apparently scared to come to Tennessee and race if you're a national late model racer. So y'all just need to grow up and I guess figure out how to have a pair. It's not that hard. You go fast, you turn left. My gosh, you watch Ricky Bobby, he said it just like that. But no, no, it was a really good race. Had a good time. Different sitting in the crowd. We should go and sit in the crowd more often. It's been a while since we've done that, but it's interesting. But it was a good time. I sad I didn't get to go to Smoky Mountain, but had a couple good flips. Had a old man hit the kill switch, get himself run over and flip his car or something, and then had a fight. So does it get any better than that? That's pretty much all we can ask for. Can I get an amen?
Hey man, yeah, I saw the fight and I saw some of the flips. Those guys are going to do what they're going to do, and Jimmy's deal was that's unfortunate. I like Jimmy, and he killed it right there in front of the whole field almost, and over he went, and it wasn't his car, and he got out, gave an interview, and I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of what we see sometimes.
Unfortunately, that's how she blows. But I want to hear about the classic. How was it?
All right. Oh man, it was a good time. It was packed. A lot of people. Got up there, did some little shopping before. Went down to the expo. Got parked. It was free. Got me a text about grass mowing. Let's see here. So then I got parked and got there probably about lunchtime, and got to learn about some fishing reels and rods and see just all kind of people and what they were selling and giving away. Got me a shirt, a Fish USA shirt. So that was pretty neat. Got me a pennant. This one I didn't expect
Pennant.
to see the
Oh,
pennant.
daddy.
You got Smokey
Look
there.
at that.
So that was a Bassmaster Classic pennant. That was really cool. Got some fishing line. So that was pretty cool. They didn't expect the fishing line there, so I got that for free. And it was just cool to see all the people there and all that they give away and what they talk about and all the people that are just there that are famous maybe or to just the average Joe that's going to be there. So
Yeah.
I thought it was very, very crowded up there. They had all kind of stuff outside and inside. So all in all, like I never been to one of those before here, Casper, and I really enjoyed it. And would I go back again? I would. If it comes back to there soon, I'd probably go back in the years to come. It's kind of something to do. It kind of gets you into fishing. Like as someone that doesn't fish all the time, I came back home wanting to go fishing. So I'm gonna try to go Saturday, get my license, head over to Chester Frost, try to see what I can do. Try to get better with the fake stuff as well. So I always like to do the bait with but I want to try to get back to artificial bait instead of just the live bait minnows. So
Real
that's kind
fishing. See if we can't catch some bass,
of
baby.
so hopefully I can send you some
Maybe a
pictures
little
of some
crappie.
bass. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, crappie. You can call it what you want, but I'm gonna call them a crappie. But
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hook up on some over there at Chester and see how that goes. But it was cool to go to the weigh-in as well. So that was at the basketball arena,
Yeah.
Thompson Bowling, or the Food City Center, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah, get it right, by God. Did they pull the boats in there?
Yeah, so
Like
they
on the
had some.
trucks? That's so cool. I
So they
th
had the
I
boats come
wanted to
through,
go.
trucks and the boats
Yeah.
come through. It was probably about out of a 3:30 start on that, and it went for a solid 3+ hours just in the weigh-in. I stayed for
Yeah.
probably 3-ish hours of it, and then we walked back to the car. But that part was cool. They get the fish and they pull them out of the bag, and they really get the excitement up in that
Yeah.
building. And some of the bags are very active. Some of those fish do not want
Yeah.
to lay down, and so a couple of them were getting kind of jumpy. But how they weigh them in and stuff, and hope those fish can survive. I'm sure everybody's got their own thoughts on some of that stuff, but pull them out, show everybody, and get it back in the water here in a couple of hours and see how it goes. But that lake over there, it is stocked up there. It seems to be stocked well, and those guys boat a long ways to get to where
Yeah.
they want to be. I didn't know they traveled so far, and then I heard in some of the talks with them, they were boating Loudon and they were going all around. So they get where they got to get pretty quick. And the
Yeah.
guy that won was young in college. Um, so it was cool to see that guy win first time in the classic. And
Was it Nut?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
no, it was the last name, yep.
Yeah.
And he's a young, humble guy. And I guess what I learned in fishing is they don't make a lot of excuses like in other sports that we watch. Sometimes there's a lot of belly aching and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I give fishing a 10 out of 10 of not complaining a lot. Like that, if they didn't have a good day or a weekend and didn't catch much, they just kind of said it in the interview. And they all kind of got mullets. They all got their own little style. They're all kind of younger. I thought a couple of guys that were a bit older, but a lot of them were younger. And that's what they do for a living. And they were going to fish that weekend, and then they were heading off to the next stop. So there's a guy flying to Florida the next day to fish, and there's some guys getting ready for this weekend's tournament. So it's something it's kind of fun to learn on and study on. And I came back home and trying to get all my stuff together and watch and learn how this all works. And just have to see how it goes, and hopefully I can catch some.
Yeah, I'd like to see you up there in the tournament sometime. I mean,
Oh,
I don't know. So I got to watch. One thing I thought, they caught a lot more fish this time they did when they were here 2 or 3 years ago. I remember watching that one on TV, and it was like kind of a struggle to get anything.
Mhm.
And yeah, but it is pretty crazy how much they move on the water and all that. But yeah, I wanted to go the way in, but just didn't have time. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm glad you made it and had a good time. I guess whenever you get $100,000, we can go ahead and get us a boat with a little
Oh,
450R on the back of it, and we'll take it on out there, see if we can't catch us something, huh?
oh yeah, those guys got some nice boats, nice trucks, and there's a little bit of drama this weekend with some of the fish finders and all this technology that these guys are allowed to use. There's no rules against it here in the Bassmasters, but
There will
um,
be.
yeah, there's been a lot of talk about it. I'm okay with put something, you know, you know, that putting it down in the water and letting a camera pretty much do the work for you and tell you where the fish are. Because why, if not biting on this, not biting on that, or you want to see where they are, then I'm all for it. So a lot of talk about that, and I learned more when I got home on some other shows
Yeah.
that they want. I feel like it's all the older people don't like all that, and the young crowd like, oh yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see it either way. I'm a big racing fan, so I always try to like compare it back to that. But like, it's almost like having traction control, though. I mean, but if everybody's got it. It's just what is that? What does that do for the show and the sport, during the process, and does it make it entertaining and sportsmanlike and fun? No, not really. So I think that if I'm not mistaken, this is the last classic with forward-facing sonar. I believe I saw that. Is that right?
That sounds right.
Thank the Lord, because I think it's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not a fisher, but if I have a screen telling me where to throw it, and I throw it there 16 times, I feel like maybe I'd have some luck. I don't know, but I don't know. I not sound like an old head, but sometimes them old guys know,
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's true. Those old guys are going to know, and they've got their ways, and they're probably not going to change. So
yeah, I like
that
that
was
thing about no excuses too.
oh,
That was a good point. We need to maybe have some racing guys go to a fishing tournament, and learn how to not be a bunch of women.
like
Sorry.
that was my big take on the whole weekend was just that was those guys didn't do good, and they just said it, and they weren't saying this or saying that. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
like
very
that.
cool.
I like that.
All right, let's move into some Tennessee Titans news of the week. The new logo is out. So it's all out here, and light blue and white pants. Then you got the all white on the road, white helmet. At first, Casper, I wasn't a big fan of this, but now that I'm seeing it, seeing some more pictures, maybe I can get behind it. I like the white helmet. That's a little something different. I didn't love the all blue in the past. They really got heavy on the blue. So now they're going to
Yeah.
the light blue, kind of a throwback. So Casper, I like it somewhat, but do you?
No. The other thing too is I think it's the biggest non-news news of ever. And I've got a lot of Titans fans that I work with and stuff. And like my thing is they're going to change the jerseys next year anyways and have something else. They'll end up having a blue. I mean, it's fine. They go back a little bit to the lighter blue and the Oilers colors and all that. It's fine. I don't really care. I mean, just play football. If they can just win some football games, I think everybody won't care about the uniform. But they have to talk about the uniform because they don't win football games. So,
I like that that thought there. First, win the games,
yeah,
then get
yeah,
these all this everything else figured out. But first, let's get on the field and
yeah,
take care of on the field business, please.
yeah. Obviously, got to do it going to the new stadium. Not knocking it. It's just like, I mean, I don't really care. Can we win something? Maybe.
Oh yeah, that sums it up right there. All right, we will shift into the Duke wins the most views of the season. They get the most social media attention. Thumbs down. So it's Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, put us in third?
so Kentucky is known for basketball. So that one kind of makes
Jeez.
sense, even though not the best year. And then Carolina had a pretty good season. I'd call it a good season. Ups and downs, sure. I mean, they beat Duke and whatnot. So I guess Duke's just well known. Everybody's on the wagon. And
Yeah,
we'll dig into some of that here in just a little bit. But that was some news I saw. That was pretty unique, I guess. A little something different.
yeah. Just remember they almost lost today, so
Yeah.
they barely squeaked it by. So all you Dukies out there, y'all, everybody that put Duke in your bracket, like me, just remember they almost lost today.
Here's one for all my North Carolina fans out there, Casper, Beanie, all of that out there watching it. Caleb Wilson is a freshman and his jersey is going to the rafters. Tell us about all that, Casper.
Yeah, so you told me about this, and I was a little bit like, "Excuse me, a freshman? There's only been two freshmen in history have earned the right, and it's by being all on the All-American AP team." So that puts Caleb Wilson, Tyler Hansbrough in their own league, and he's a good player. Led the team in points, assists, and rebounds. Like that's pretty daggum good. So that's cool. But it's kind of weird to hear the freshmen getting their jerseys hung up, and there's a lot of jerseys hanging up in there. I don't know. I watched that. That was one thing I talked about during the Duke Carolina game this year at Carolina, and I was like, we really could thin some of those out or something. I mean, my goodness, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could have maybe just a max of maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 up there, but some teams have a lot.
Yeah. Basketball has a lot. And Carolina has a storied program, so like you got to honor them guys somehow. But maybe we should put some plaques out on the wall or do like the Braves got that little walk of fame or whatever behind the expensive seats down there. Something like that'd be cool. But I don't know. I mean, it's cool for him to honor for him, and hopefully we'll get to see him play. I don't, we'll see what his status is.
Yeah, as a freshman, like, is he gonna be back next year, you think, or is he gonna be
No,
one and done?
he's one and done. If I had to guess. I mean, I don't know though. It's, when you talk about all this NIL stuff, it's one of those things where, you have this NIL stuff and maybe he's not one and done because he's still going to get paid in Chapel Hill. And, it's just going to depend how much money they're going to pay him versus, what he thinks he can make in the NBA. And then how long is his NBA career going to be? So we'll see what happens. But my initial is no, but you never know.
Yeah, these guys in college, you just don't, just not sure what they're gonna do. And I like the guys that can stick around and give me at least 3 years. Just stay and get better each year, and then when it comes time for the pros, you'll be a star. So get paid in college and see how that goes for him.
Hopefully he's
Oh,
healthy. That's
oh
all I
yeah,
care about.
yeah, yeah. All right, a little golf talk here for everybody. The PGA Tour heads to Valspar Championship in Florida. So these events are getting pretty important. If you can win, that locks you into the Masters. I learned from my dad. So, which dad's going to the game or the event after the Masters. They're going down to Hilton Head to that golfing tournament. So golf is here, and I'll sometimes tune in on Sunday to see how that's going there. All right, that will move us right into some college basketball. Tennessee played Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament. That came on at 3:30 on ESPN. Halftime was 31-31. and the final was 75-68. Vanderbilt this finally put Tennessee out of the misery for the season, I guess I could call it, as they advanced on to the March Madness. But they got beat by Vandy twice this year. We got beat in football, we got beat in basketball, and I hope we don't get beat in baseball. But one thing on this, real quick, Casper, is I feel like Vanderbilt's really turned around the sports program. They got the money and they were going to use it to their advantage. And they used to be bad. They used to be bad. I don't hate Vanderbilt or anything. I'm not a hater. I'm just kind of stating what I've been seeing over the past couple of years. And football's gotten better. They had some of their star players, the quarterback and whatnot, and they won some games. And now they have gone from being down below Tennessee, you probably maybe getting laughed at sometimes, to coming into Knoxville and beating us. And that's not just one sport; it's a couple of sports. So Casper, season's over with. Got beat by, beat again by them. So what is your just thought on that game in general?
Um, just a typical
Yeah.
Rick Barnes choke it at the end. I mean, I think I said it last week. I've officially decided it's time, and we'll see what happens going forward in the tournament. But to your overall points about Vandy, you're right, and everybody around here has been talking about that. Like they're relevant now, and now we actually have to play them, and that's a team that we're locked into playing every year in football. So it's kind of a big deal. But it's like, can they? The question, I guess, for Vandy at this point is, can they sustain the money that they're getting for the NIL, or will it go away? And there's a lot of teams have got money for a minute, but then how long can you withhold it? And then, can you keep recruiting guys? And, how many guys want to go play in that gym with the benches on the end in basketball? So we'll see what happens. And, they're doing the right things and they've been relevant in some sports like baseball, and they've had basketball teams from time to time for a while. So, um, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, they got the money. It's nothing but doctors, surgeons, smart people, lawyers, whatever up there. So, they got surely they have the money for the donors, right? The question is, can they withstand it? And then, Nashville's an attractive city. If I was a college athlete and you're going to pay me millions of dollars to come to Nashville, I mean, I don't know if you've been up there, but the sights ain't bad usually. So, I'm sure that's not bad, not bad places to hang out on the weekend, go watch a concert and go to the bar. So, I mean, it's very good for recruiting, whether you're into that kind of thing or not. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'd be curious in like the next 5 years how it looks if they keep getting a little bit better, and just it all comes down to the money, kind of like you said. And I don't like getting beat by them at all.
No.
And baseball team, they've been good in the past, and they're probably gonna be good again. So they're gonna get kind of some kind of feel good in them, and they kind of got it now. So that's about all I got
Well,
on Vanderbilt is they're getting better, and we better keep an eye on them because they've got our number as of now.
yeah, the only other thing I want to say to that is like, and I'm not trying to pick on people wearing yellow and gold or whatever you call it, gold and white or whatever, but it's kind of like, there's this other school in there, and y'all have just kind of always been the younger brother in football, and they just like put their hand on your face and push you back down. We kind of been that way to Vandy for a while, but all of a sudden they're relevant, and that should be a little scary. But it's also exciting because in-state rivalries are special, right? Like you see all these games, in-state rivalries, Carolina, Duke, Carolina State, um, Georgia Tech, whatever, Auburn, Alabama. Like if we could ever develop a long run of good on both sides to where it's competitive games both ways, that could be something special in the future. So, 10, 20 years down the road.
All right, North Carolina versus Clemson. Halftime was 39-31 Clemson, and the final was 80-79 Clemson. Here's the good part. I'm gonna try to find in this for you, Casper. Is maybe they lost out early in the tournament, and now they're going to go to the March Madness NCAA tournament. They improve themselves to everybody and get out there and just put it to them, get this loss behind them, and just dominate. That's my hope.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson was not a terrible basketball team, just for the record. Watched them play Carolina, and Carolina barely squeak out a win a couple weeks ago. It's never good getting that third matchup like that. They just didn't get it done, but yeah, I mean, hopefully that's the hope is you take the L and it gets you fired up. You get a couple days rest, and you come out here and get it. But it's funny because on the podcast last week, I was pretty much like, yeah, after I really think about this, Tennessee and Carolina are both losing, so um, it is what it is. But I hate it for them. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean that's why we play the game. We'll see what happens. I didn't expect them to get beat by Clemson, but they did. So it's Clemson's a team. They're a team that I thought would go if they beat them, then they'd make a run at it, but they didn't make much of a run there after that. But that was some of the talk for the tournament, and we will shift into the March Madness. It's here. We already got our first upset of the day. 12 High Point takes down Wisconsin. You picked that, Casper. So that was smart picking
Yeah.
by you.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, there's a couple things we just needed to get this cleared out because I don't like I'm in a bad situation on this bracket thing right now. And I want to be honest with everybody that's here. So I unfortunately have two brackets this year, and I'm not proud of it, and I don't know which one is in the one for the podcast. Okay, but in my work, our GM where I work was like, "No, you got to be able to have two brackets." So I don't really like it when he wins. So I did two, and I definitely picked it in one. I'm not sure I picked it in the other one, and I'm not sure that it's in the one I'm in the group with y'all. But anyways, I just want to go ahead and get this out here because it's going to be a discussion topic later down the road. I can foreshadow. So I just want to admit right now, I do have two, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, well, but they're pretty close. Okay, there's probably only like 8 or 9 games different, but there are. So just want to be honest and admit I had two chances, so it's not like I'm a genius. Okay, I just got lucky. All right, and I kind of cheated.
I only had one bracket. I was going to do two, but I just stuck with one. Um, I'm not that great at picking the upsets, honestly. Sometimes I'll toss one in there, but on ours, I did not really pick any big upsets, so I wouldn't have thought. I'd never even heard of that. Never even heard of them. So High Point. So that was news to me. So
Well, how you, that's North Carolina, bro. It's all the rejects that can't get in Duke
oh,
State, Carolina, Wake Forest. Come on, bro. Come
okay.
on,
So
dog. That's why they're good. They got beat by Carolina, Duke, and State this year. I mean,
ah,
they got warmed up.
there you go. All right. So there it is, right there. All right. So some news here for Tennessee and North Carolina. 6 seed for Tennessee and a 6 seed for North Carolina. Um, Tennessee is playing Miami of Ohio Friday. So that's a 11 seed versus a 6 seed. Miami, Ohio, they won was it last night to get into the tournament officially. So their team is very cocky. I think they always got a lot to say. I feel like Tennessee's not always really that way, so I'm gonna be curious if this is gonna be a chippy game. It seems like when they win, they always they always just run through the sidelines and then seem to have a lot to say to I don't know the fans or the other players or I don't know what's going on with them with the Ohio team, but maybe they're just a Buckeye. I don't know a lot about my Ohio, but I do know is they won a lot of games this year, only lost but one game, and so I don't know. I'm just trying to learn about some of these teams and see how they act, and they're proud. And Tennessee better be ready. I'm staying away from that pick on the show, and I think I picked Tennessee in the bracket to win one week and or one game, and that was it. That's gonna be a one and done for me. But on that game, Casper, do you think they're gonna keep it close, and can they get by that first game?
Uh, my picks are at the end. This is what
Okay,
I'm just going to kind of give you a little breakdown on this game, which I know
okay,
it's
go
not a
ahead.
thing that we do, but let's just kind of by the numbers this game. So Miami of Ohio has only lost one game this year as of this point. It was in their not championship. Leading up to the conference championship, they choked, didn't make it, lost out. I think we talked about that last week. They finally got knocked off. Okay. But they should be pissed off. Okay, they should be a mad team. They should be out here ready to play. The University of Tennessee is a better team, played in a better conference, has played better competition, and should beat this team. If you're on paper, this should be a Tennessee win. Probably be close, but should be a Tennessee win. Um, I don't know exactly that I trust Rick Barnes to have this team fired up. I'm not real fired up about Rick Barnes right now. In fact, the only fired up about Rick Barnes I am is fire his butt off the team, actually. But nobody wants to hear me say that. So here's the thing. This game is at 4:25 p.m. It's not 12 o'clock, which I think is good for Tennessee. If this is a 12 o'clock game, I really, Miami, Ohio to me is like, not, it just blows Tennessee out of the gym, actually. So 4:25 is not 6:30, and it ain't 9 o'clock when they're used to playing though. So I don't know. I expect this to be a close game. The spread last I looked is like 11 points. Don't expect that either way. Whoever you want to pick, do not expect an 11-point game, in my opinion. I think it'll be closer than that. And for Tennessee, I think the key is don't let it be close at the end because when was the last time we won a game that was close at the end? Fair enough.
Yeah,
is that fair
fair enough.
enough breakdown? So I don't know. We'll see. What's your thoughts on the game overall? You think Tennessee should just walk through this one or what?
I think Tennessee should play well. They should have better players, you would think. Well coached, hopefully. Rick Barnes ain't shown me much in the last couple of weeks. I think it'll be high scoring. I think it's going to be a game of hitting your threes and playing some defense if you can, and just don't make mistakes. Turnovers, you got to watch your turnovers, because Miami's going to be out there. They're going to be hungry, and they got a lot to prove. They're a smaller team, and Tennessee. I hope they don't just kind of got beat last week, and now they've kind of been flat as of late. So are they going to show up? I just I think it's gonna be high scoring, and I want to see Tennessee out there competing, get these players together, and don't be getting injured, and just be smart with the ball and score more points than the other team. That's about what I got on that one.
Yeah, I mean, just Miami, Ohio, they beat in their playing game there. They beat SMU, who is a
Yeah.
lower than halfway down ACC team, right? And like they went 8-10 in the conference, but they did have a win over Louisville. They also on this year had a win over Mississippi State, um, lost to Vandy. So like, if you're trying to look at kind of like teams, maybe to kind of figure out, like yes, Tennessee should win this game on paper, but they better come out ready to play basketball because I don't think Miami of Ohio do that. And then they've already played, and sometimes you see in these playing games that takes that first nervous half off the table because they've already played it. So Tennessee cannot come into this game asleep.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. They better be there and be ready to play. All right, real quick, we'll do a little VCU Tar Heels. Got 6 North Carolina versus 11 VCU. Uh, Carolina favored by 2.5. 6:50 on TNT tomorrow night. So it could be a one to watch. Casper, I like it, and I would like to see them beat VCU, and it'd be cool to see them win by 8 or more points. I think.
Carolina has no reason to lose to VCU, but we'll say this: VCU has been known to make runs in this tournament. VCU is from a neighboring state. VCU is a team that Carolina does not schedule to play at preseason. I don't know if you ever noticed that. They never play them. We play every other team in the state of Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, but we are not about to play VCU. And the reason is they do beat people from time to time. Um, and
Yeah,
you give them a team like Carolina to aim for, and I just it's not fun. Like it's not fun being a fan of a blue blood team when you play these guys because you get these teams' best shot every night out. Like it doesn't matter who it is, you get their best shot, and some guys raise up. So we'll see what happens there.
yeah,
But I
that
mean,
team. It,
Carolina should
it
win.
yeah, I hope so. That is played today, so that's at 6:50 this
Yeah,
evening. So,
yeah, yep.
but the VCU's they've been around, kind of like you said, that they can make a run at this, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they can compete well and make a little run. I hope not, but we'll have to kind of see what happens there. Right quick again as well. I will go with some teams that that I am watching. You got Kentucky that'd be a team to watch. Duke's a 1 seed. Everybody's gonna kind of want them to win. That'd be my team to watch as a 1 seed, and then Vanderbilt would be another team. They're a 5 seed. Um, see they won today, so they're going to continue on, and that'd be a team to watch.
Yeah, trying to dig a little bit out. I think Florida is interesting. I'm curious to see what happens with them. Um, given their collapse there in the SEC tournament, I feel like they're the best team in the SEC. Kind of fell apart. I'm curious to watch them. They should win. I'm not gonna pick this or anything stupid down here. I was debating it, but I'm not gonna do it. Prairie View is gonna keep that game close. I don't know I watched their game last night and just like seems like they got some dudes on that team that like kind of care. And I don't know. I think they're gonna keep that game close. So I would definitely take them in the 35 points that they're supposed to lose by. But I don't think they'll upset them. If I was going to pick one, that is the one I would pick, though, if it was going to be a 16 over one this year, just for the record. So I like that one. The other team that I kind of sneaky, watch Texas Tech. They're kind of in a weird bracket spot. It's like they have to play Michigan maybe, but then after that, to me, it's kind of weak. So they could maybe make it as a 5 seed into the Final Four. That's they got Akron, and then you would play Alabama, which I just don't think Alabama's that good in theory. And then you would have Michigan, like I said, Iowa State. Are they really that good? They hadn't played that many people yet either. So That's the kind of my two that I'm kind of watching, as far as one that I think should go far and one that might, I guess, if I was going to pick two for that. So,
I'd like to thank all those that come on to that a league that we have going. I'd like to thank everybody for joining that league. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what we can do. That was pretty neat there on that to get that going. So that should be fun to watch on that. That's about all I got for some college basketball. You got anything else, Catherine?
just watch this tournament, man. It's always a good
Yeah.
time to get in there. If you'd like to bet like me, you have a problem. It's so much fun. I put in bets for like every round of games, so I'll probably be out of money in my DraftKings account tomorrow morning. But it's always a good time, and yeah, just watch some good teams play basketball. I feel like the bracket's not got a ton of upsets looking at it this year, and it hadn't been wild yet today. So usually have one wild day, one calm day. So maybe tomorrow's going
Yeah.
to be a good one. Maybe it's going to be a barn burner Friday night. I'll be watching for that.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope there's a good upset brewing tomorrow night. All right, that will shift us right into some college baseball from the last weekend. You got Tennessee went down to Athens to play Georgia. Georgia wins the series. Really, that's what you want to do in college baseball is win 2 of 3. And Georgia, they got taken care of. They won the Saturday, Sunday. Took care of Tennessee. So just I don't know if it's just this new coach is starting to show a little bit here, and we're starting to see what the coaching and players are going to be looking like. Tough weekend. I would say it's just a long season, but as a fan, I want to see my team winning, and that's not what happened. So I was trying to watch some of that game on the way home. We're eating over at Longhorn, and I was watching the game on. I was checking the game score, and I saw a guy watching the game on his phone. He was kind of walking by, and I could tell what he was wearing and watching. So that was pretty cool to see. You guys,
Uh,
he had his phone on while he was about to walk into the restaurant.
hey, listen, don't judge, okay? I do it all the time.
um, Georgia Tech headed to Clemson. They win 2 of 3. So kind of like I said about Tennessee, you want to win 2 of 3. That's what Georgia Tech did. So that was good to see. So they're ranked there in top 5, looking strong. They've had a couple of losses that we'll kind of dig out here in a second. I just want to see my team, try, get these wins when you can, but don't be dropping too many of them now. So that's part of baseball. You play a lot of games, you're not gonna win them all, but you want to limit your losses, I think.
Yeah, I mean, y'all won the weekend though. That's still
Yeah.
good. Still good. Just saying.
So then we had some games this week. Georgia Tech lost to Auburn 9-2. Auburn is 4th overall. So that was a tough loss. Tennessee beats Eastern Kentucky. I would say something they blew them out or it was a great win, but you should be beating them. So just you got to
Yeah.
get your wins and move on. So that's what they did there.
Yeah.
So then upcoming this weekend, you got Georgia Tech at Pittsburgh. So Tech is 17-4 and Pittsburgh is 14-4. So Pittsburgh's not known for baseball, but they've got an okay record. I think they played some pretty soft games early on, and now they're playing some tougher competition. So now they've had a few losses. So hopefully, as a Tech fan, I want to see them either sweep or win 2 of 3. So if they can win 2 of 3, that would be good with me. Tennessee is going to host Missouri. They both got the same record, 15-6. This is a weekend series. Missouri has lost 4 in a row. Missouri is a team that, as well, that I don't know that they are known much for baseball, but maybe they got a little bit of money over there in Missouri, and they're getting some players in. So it's a key series, Casper. I think it
Yep.
really is. I think this is one. I need to see 2 of 3 get one in this. What's your take on that, there, Casper?
I mean, I think for both these teams, Tennessee and Georgia Tech, both just win a series. I don't really care about sweeping it, but you got to win the series at the end of the day. You lose the series, it's not good. You win the series, you help your record. In baseball, the key is to win the series always, and none of the rest matters. But I agree with you. You drop this one at home, you got a long road to hoe, whatever.
It,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I feel like it's a home series, and you want to win in front of your fans. You don't want it to
yeah,
get bad there at home. So you just want to show up there at the home place and take care of business. And I want to hopefully as a fan tune into this game and see some wins coming our way. And just I try not to get too caught up into it, but you just want to see your team win the series ultimately.
I agree.
So that will put us right into some Braves baseball. We win 5 of the 5 games here. So it's been a pretty good last week for us. So I'll take that. We're scoring runs. And I didn't see any kind of news of injuries this week, so I'm glad I'm not getting on here and talk about injuries too much. We just got to finish up the spring ball here, and we will kick things off March 27th versus the uh, rules. So that's going to be coming up here soon, and we're going to get this year kicked off, and maybe next week we're going to have some thoughts and predictions for the year, maybe like a win total, kind of the East Division on how we're going to do in the East. Maybe toss out some other predictions for the show and see. We can look back here in a few months and see what our thoughts were on that.
I like it.
All right, the World Baseball Classic, Team USA. So we get silver again, back-to-back years of silver. I know you got some thoughts on this, Casper. So what you got?
I find it somewhat hilarious that we lost to Venezuela, given everything that's been going on, and at least they can beat us at something, I guess.
Yeah, Team USA. I want to see us win, but I watched some of these games. It wasn't as much. I thought it would be a little bit more. I'd get more into it. Like I like baseball a lot, and I just couldn't really always get behind it. But I want to see my team win there and beat the Italys of the world and beat all those other teams that we got beat by, Italy at least. But it is what it is, and it's a silver, and I'll sit here and I'll take it. And I didn't hear any big time injuries for some players. So that was good. That's a big risk here in that is the injuries.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like some fans would say, but luckily there's none for the Braves that I saw. So it's almost here. I'm ready to get this thing kicked off, and kind of see how it goes on that.
Hey, 7 days from tomorrow, baby. 7 days from tomorrow. So, we had Sweet 16 and baseball. Getting her fired up.
There we go. All right. Spring practice for Tennessee is underway. So it's week 1 for Tennessee. I've been hearing a lot of this Tennessee football quarterback talk, different videos and clips, and I'm trying to get too caught up in all this. It's early. Just get these guys and have them all compete, and just the best man's gonna start. And this is what they wanted. This is the route they went, and I'm good with the guy who's already been there. Let him start. It's just gonna be a lot of talk. This gives us something to talk about, I guess. But spring ball, don't get too caught up into it. We'll just kind of touch on it on here and move on. I don't have anything big to talk about on that, but and then Tech was also underway as well. That one started last week. Sounded the same deal with some of the quarterback talk of their for Tech. Coach Key is in a great place. He says he's happy with the coaching for Tech, and he's all in all feeling good about where he is. So that's always good to hear. Because these days, with coaches, they can move around. So I'm glad he's there, and he's there to stay. Got a good contract, so that is always good to hear.
I guess to kind of my quick little take on the spring football thing is it does matter who's getting snaps and everything. I have not listened to the local sports radio because I don't want to hear him talking about it. But we'll see who's on the team. Like I said, we'll see who's still on the team come August, and hopefully some of that's getting sorted out in the wash a little bit with some of these lawsuits and stuff. But yeah, I'm with you. I would like to see somebody on the team play, and let's not get a transfer. And just hopefully we're putting in work. I think that the key in some of the spring practice at this point is just no news is good news, kind of, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I'd rather it be kind of a quiet spring, and that'd be good to hear on that. Is don't give me much news because I don't want to hear it because it's probably not going to be good.
Correct. Work hard, play later.
All right. That's right. All right. Picks of the weekend. Picks of last weekend. It is now 8-8. Casper got the win. So now we're all tied up here on Spark Talk. So I will go over Casper's first, and then I'll go over mine. So Vandy over Tennessee. That was Friday, and that was correct. Yale over Cornell. That was on a Saturday, and that was correct. And Duke over FSU by 1 point, but it don't matter. It was more than the other team, so so Casper got all 3 of his correct. And then for DWat, it was Tennessee at Georgia in baseball on Saturday. Tennessee did not get the win. That was incorrect. Bucks at the Hawks. That was on Saturday. The Hawks did get the win. And the Predators at the Jets Tuesday night. That was correct. So I got 2 of 3. So pretty good week, but not good enough.
Hey, we'll take it.
That's right. All right. So this week we're doing a little something different here. We're going to do 3 flex picks plus a NASCAR Cup Series pick. You can't pick the same driver back-to-back weeks. So now you can get 2 points in one weekend if you get the pick right for the flex, and then you get your NASCAR Cup pick. So I did not get the win this past week, so I'll get to go first. I'm gonna go Clemson versus Iowa Friday. Give me Clemson to get the win in March Madness. And then I'm going to go the Hawks at the Rockets on Friday. Give me the Rockets to get the win there at home. And then Georgia Tech versus Pittsburgh. Saturday, give me Georgia Tech to bounce back. And we're going to get that win on Saturday. All right, that wraps mine up. So I'll toss it over to you, Casper.
Okay, you're gonna give your NASCAR Cup pick?
Oh, yeah.
Or
And
wait till the end?
Kyle Larson is going to win this weekend at Darlington.
Real quick, just to clarify. So since I didn't see tiebreaker in here. Why don't we just make the highest finishing Cup driver the tiebreaker? Is that fair
Okay.
enough?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
They can't tie, right? So at least we got that figured out. All
Okay.
right. Well, all right. So pick number one. So I put upset in here, but I'm going to change this to a Kyle Larson Saturday win at Darlington, as he slides into the 88 car for Alex Bowman, making that little replacement move there. I expect to see him get the win there in the O'Reilly race. I was debating putting University of Florida losing to that whatever I said earlier, but I'm not feeling it. So upset number one. Drum roll, please. Give me VCU over Carolina to get the win. Tipping off here in about 9 minutes. We'll know pretty quick if I got that one right or not. And then upset number two. Unfortunately, I hate to do this to my Tennessee Volunteers, but give me the University of Miami, Ohio over Vols. I feel like primed up to choke these. As soon as I picked these brackets, I was like, both my teams are losing the first round. I believe it. I firmly believe it. Like I said, I already picked High Point to beat Wisconsin. It's just, sometimes you just know, and hopefully I'm wrong. And the good news is, this is the good news. If I'm wrong, then my teams will be going on, and if I'm right, then I'm right. So we're good. So it really doesn't matter either way. So that's the good thing I got going for me here. But I'm sure my family's not very happy with me about that Carolina losing to VCU, but it would be the most Carolina thing ever. So, anyways, and then for the Cup race, give me the 9 car of Chase Elliott to get the win. I probably should take the 11 of Denny Hamlin, but I'm not going to. I feel like Chase ran him down at the end of that race Sunday, so give me a 9. I feel like he's on it. I'm ready to come up there and do something for once.
There you go. I think it's gonna be a good race there, Casper. We'll do a real quick talk on that. I think it's gonna be some tire wear, and it's always a great race to get up against that wall, and someone's gonna slap it and hit the wall. So I'll be curious on. It's a good pick you got there for Chase. Chase finished second. Last week at Vegas, gave a good interview. Didn't get the win, and he wants to win, and I feel like that was a top notch interview for him.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't see you had a tiebreaker in here. Do you want to switch it back to this caution count? I'm good with that if that's what you want to do.
Okay, yeah. So I've got 9 cautions overall for Sunday's
Oh,
race,
including the
including
stages?
including the stages.
I'll take 8, and I'll probably lose because it might be like 20. I think there's gonna be a lot of tire problems and a lot of guys wrecking. Also, 750 horsepower at Darlington. If you guys left NASCAR because you didn't like the new cars, you might want to watch the race Sunday. No guarantees, but I'm just telling you. If you left NASCAR because you didn't like how they were racing, think it's about to be a TB Sunday. Okay, Throwback Sunday. So
Yep, it's gonna be a good one. I will be tuned in for sure. All right, guys, we got anything else?
um. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. You go, and I'll see if I can remember what it
Okay,
was. I
well,
had a good one.
my one last thought. I got a couple of them, but I'll just say I'm going fishing on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try to hook up on some fish, and so that was kind of my one last thought. Is got some good basketball on TV. Then it's gonna be a nice warm weekend here in town. So I'm gonna get out there, catch some fish, and watch basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I might go to that Ice Bears game tomorrow night. I had a buddy call me up say I could go. He's got some tickets, so I might take the kid over there. If I do that, I'll let you know. Give you a little update on that next week.
There you go. Yeah.
Other than that, looking forward to knocking out some shows, watching some basketball, hopefully winning. I did do a quick update. The big DW was winning the bracket challenge, I would assume that is your
Yeah,
father. So
that's
that's
my
not good.
father.
We
He
don't
might be
want
one to
that.
watch. He might sneak up
He
there and
he
get us.
picked he picked Duke. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure he's probably been looking at it, and you probably get a text from him pretty soon. We'll see how it goes through that first round. We're not too far into it. And I did look for my two brackets. The one that's not going to be as good as of now is the one that's in the group. So I'm looking pretty bad. So that's good for everybody. Okay.
Oh yeah, with right quick, I'll go ahead and give my pick for to win it all. It was the Duke Blue Devils. They're gonna get it done. They got me a little nervous on that first game, but I think they were just sleeping. But for all out there watching and listening, I got the Duke Blue Devils to be the champ in 2026.
So do I.
Okay. Oh man, I
It
didn't really
hurt,
expect.
but it is what it is.
All right. The next show will be on Sunday with Randy. We're gonna talk some fishing. He's going fishing on Saturday as well on the boat. So he's gonna go fishing on Saturday. He's gonna talk that on Sunday. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about the classic. He's big into fishing, and he's gonna give some good intel. So he's been gonna get him back on the show. As much time to get him back on the show to talk about some of that stuff. But that about wraps up. I'm gonna shut it down. Unless you got anything else, go ahead.
I do got a question for Randy for your
Yeah.
show. You can
Okay.
ask. Okay, this is a fan question, even though I'm not going to be there to send it.
Yeah.
But I want two things. I want to know his opinions on the forward-facing sonar in full, and I don't want no holds barred. Do you think he's
Okay.
stupid? Do you think they're not? That's one. Second, what's the reason for the difference in the weight of this classic in Knoxville versus the last one? Because it seemed like it was pretty big from what I remember, but maybe I'm crazy. It just seemed like last time they were struggling to catch him at all, and I was just kind of curious because I think it was the same time of year. So just kind of curious if he's got anything on that. There's two questions. All right.
Okay, I will ask him for sure. All right, we're gonna close it down. Thanks for watching, everybody who being tuned in. Like, share, and subscribe if you would on the YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I guess the best right now is Facebook. That's where I'm putting out the clips and whatnot. So check those out. If you got any fan mail, you can put them in the comments below, either on the YouTube or the Spotify. But give us a add to your library on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And man, it was a good show. And I'm gonna say this one time. I'm not gonna say it again. I promise, Casper. I'm gonna say hammer down.
You can say as many times as you want.